Hey Internet, Eric here. We got a You Hate It, I Don't tonight. You Hate It, I Don't. If you don't know, if you're new to my channel, welcome. You Hate It, I Don't is a concept I thought of where I feel like I'm in the minority of really enjoying a film. Be it because critics hate it, or because fans hate it. Movie fans hate it. Critics and fans hate it, or just everybody hates it because who stars in it, dumb plots, bad special effects, cheesiness, basically all that shit that I enjoy. And tonight's example will be that everybody hates it but me, you hate it, I don't, because of who stars in it. And that's because tonight we're talking about Big Money Hustlas, starring the Insane Clown Posse, Violent J, and Shaggy 2 Dope. Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope. Now this came out in 2000. I'm not going to get too much into who the Insane Clown Posse are. ICP. They're a rap group out of Detroit. They've been around forever. They're universally hated by mainstream media, mainstream fans, mainstream music critics, what have you. But they're highly successful. They have their own following, blah, blah, blah. Wikipedia them if you want to know more about them. I have been a fan of theirs since high school. My interest in their music has kind of waned a little bit, but we're not going to get into that. What we're going to get into is Big Money Hustlas. Now, if you are new to my channel, I do have potential plot spoilers with how I discuss films, blah, blah, blah. You have been warned, but we're talking a movie starring ICP. So, does it really fucking matter? No. Now, I think this takes place in New York. First off, let's just say how many guest stars are in here. And I'll get into that, but we have Violent J, and he plays Big Baby Sweets. He is, think of it as like this giant mob boss. He controls the police force, pays them all so he can do whatever he wants. He runs drugs, runs guns, any type of crime you can think of, he's got his hands in. And his sidekicks, down there, we got, in the green hat, we have Big Stank, played by Jamie Madrox of Twisted. And next to him is Lil Poot, played by the Monoxide Child, also of Twisted. Like I said, they are his sidekicks. They do his bidding type of thing. And we get a cop from San Francisco, played by Shaggy 2 Dope, named Sugar Bear. And Sugar Bear is basically this Dolemite ripoff. He is this cop still straight out of the 70s with his fucking platform shoes and his pimp outfit, And it's funny, every time they say Sugar Bear, you hear this little trumpet play. And it plays every fucking time Sugar Bear is said, up until the point where Big Baby Sweets breaks the fourth wall, wonders where the fucking trumpet comes, and here comes the music composer, Mikey Clark, and he fucking shoots him, so it doesn't happen for the rest of the film. But Sugar Bear comes from San Francisco because he transfers there, and he's there to stop Big Baby Sweets. And he is given the info from the police chief, played by Johnny Brennan, who is, I guess, the creator of the Jerky Boys. And Johnny Brennan plays this disgusting police chief who's obsessed with his ass looking good and eating donuts, and he's just being a fucking slob. And what Johnny Brennan, the chief, decides to do is there's only one cop who is not corrupt on the force, and that is Officer Harry Cox, played wonderfully by Harland Williams from Half-Baked, we'll just say that, and stand-up comedy fame. And Harry Cox and Sugar Bear basically roam the streets trying to stop Big Baby Sweets and Big Stank and Lil Poot from taking over New York. Harry Cox is eventually kidnapped. We have magic ninjas thrown in there, Mick Foley, a bunch of shit. Final confrontation between Sugar Bear and Big Baby Sweets. The end. Wow. Now, let me first say, with Big Money Hustlas, I fucking love this film because it's so absurd, it's so stupid, but it's so fucking self-aware that that's what makes it fun. ICP, they don't hold back the fact that they're not actors. They break the fourth wall saying how they're not actors. And it's great. I love the chemistry between Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope. When they're just talking to each other, when Sugar Bear is interrogating Big Baby Sweet, just the way they play off each other with their one-liners and shit like that. I love all the characters here. My favorite characters are Big Stank and Lil Poot. And my favorite character in the whole film is actually Lil Poot, played by Monoxide. He's the one he's not in the purple. I'm colorblind, so I can't tell that's orange or red, but he's the one that's not in the purple. And what I love about Lil Poot, played by Monoxide Child, is he's the funniest motherfucker in this film. Every time he's on screen, watch him, because he's always doing something in the background. Like I said, he's the funniest character, but there's you have to watch him in the background. There's scenes where he has Big Baby Sweets as cane, and as Big Baby's talking, he's walking around holding it like this, like he's in a marching band, or he puts it on his hands like it's a pool cue and stuff like that. He's always making the scenes interesting, and him and Jamie Madrox, oh my god. Their fucking chemistry is hilarious. I laugh every goddamn time they're on screen. Harland Williams is actually funny. I thought he was kind of bland and half-baked. I've seen clips of Rocket Man, and I think it's god-awful. Here, he's really, really funny. I love how he's this little coward, and he does it in a comedic way. There's a scene where he and Sugar Bear are at a donut shop, and for some fucking reason, they're sitting next to the Misfits, the band, and the Misfits are all painted up, like Doyle and Jerry Only and everybody. They're just fucking there, drinking coffee and eating fucking donuts. And Harlan Williams looks at him, and he tries to look all intimidating. He takes his gun out and he slowly puts it on the counter, and he pets it. So, trying to look like he's looking at the Misfits, try something. I got my gun. I'm a cop. You'll respect me. So what happens? We fucking Doyle grabs his donut, throws it, hits Harlan in the face, and Harlan just kind of slumps over like he's a punk, like he is. And it's funny. I'm trying to wonder how many fucking takes these actors had to take listening to Harlan Williams do his shtick and all of his lines. I mean, the movie ends, during the credits with so many fucking outtakes, and they're all fucking pissing their pants laughing at Harlan, and I love it. Probably because they're starring with Harlan Williams as a character named, Harry Cox. Lots of cameos in this. I said we have Mick Foley. There's a scene where Sugar Bear is trying to rescue Cox, who's been captured by, Stank and Poot and Sweets. And one of the things he has to do is defeat Mick Foley. He's the WWE wrestler. In a wrestling ring, a fight to the death. And Mick Foley is playing the character of Cactus Sack, like Nutsack. And the reason why he's playing a character called Cactus Sack is ICP used to bootleg Japanese deathmatch videos and do their own commentary. And it's fucking hilarious. Try to find Stranglemania. You'll laugh your fucking ass off. And they renamed, they parody all the wrestlers' names. Like Cactus Jack, Mick Foley became Cactus Sack, whose dad was named Prickly Balls and stuff like that. So Mick Foley says he agreed to do this film if they agreed to no longer bootleg, his videos and do that. So that's how they got Mick Foley. So that's a cool little, a little fight between him and Sugar Bear that does end up to the death. Some good wrestling action, some good gore. Some more of the guest stars. I mentioned the Misfits. I mentioned Mick Foley. Fred Rerun Barry from fucking What's Happening is in this as one of Big Baby Sweets' I guess, workers. He plays Bootleg Greg, a guy who bootlegs T-shirts and hats, and he even does the little pop and lock, and he does the hey, hey, hey line and stuff like that, because Violent J accidentally calls him Rerun, and then they look at the camera and they're like, no, no, cut that. Like I said, lots of fourth wall breaking. So much fucking fun. The biggest cameo here is they actually get Rudy Ray Moore, Dolemite. Because what happens in this film is, while Sugar Bear is doing what he's doing, trying to take down Big Baby Sweets, he meets a girl. Can't think of her name. It doesn't matter. Meets her at a strip club. She's this 400-pound woman. And yes, she does strip. And yeah, we'll use your imagination. Falls in love with her. They become a couple. Yes, there is a couple sex scenes. And eventually she dies. She is killed by the magic ninjas that I mentioned. And after that happens, Sugar goes into a deep depression, wants to leave the force. Johnny Brennan, the chief, tries to convince him to no avail. And as that happens, suddenly out of this Dolemite poster comes Rudy Ray Moore, dressed as Dolemite, calls himself the ghost of Dolemite. And right there, Shaggy, Sugar Bear stops him. He said, Dolemite ain't dead. He lives in Las Vegas. And then Dolemite looks right at him and he says, I don't write the motherfucking shit. I just act in it. And then they keep going. So it's really funny that they actually get someone from 70s blaxploitation films, like Rudy Ray Moore, to play the character he created, Dolemite. And it leads to a wonderful fucking training montage where Sugar Bear's, running miles and lifting weights and doing push-ups while Dolemite's getting massages from chicks while reading a magazine called Pimps and Hoes and stuff like that. And eventually Dolemite disappears because they can no longer afford to pay him for the rest of the movie. Oh, it's fucking fun. God, like I said, this movie's so much fun. And it's, like I said, it's so stupid. Like, the magic ninjas, Violent J literally has a remote control to call on the magic ninjas, and they appear, and it's two retarded guys. Like, one of them's a fat loser, and the other one's a clumsy bum. But they're magic ninjas, and the way Sugar Bear takes care of them is so bizarre and absurd and retarded, but you can't help but fucking laugh. Like, this is a spoiler. Literally, I won't say how he kills the ninjas, but one of the ninjas is eating fucking Chinese food, and he opens up his fortune cookie, and the fortune says, "You will die today," and then he immediately dies, and it's just, I fucking love it. And just like, it's just the little things you don't notice, like, unless you have repeated viewings. I've seen this movie, I couldn't tell you how many times, and I just now noticed watching it the other night that after, I think the lady's name is Missy, the fat stripper. I think after she dies, and Sugar's leaving the apartment mourning her, he's walking away to like the piano song of like the Lonely Man theme, or the Lonely Man walk from fucking the Incredible Hulk series. So it's just all these little tidbits thrown in there. Absolutely fucking love it. So much fun. Sugar Bear, because he's a pimp from the 70s and this and that, he speaks only in rhyme, except for like his opening monologue, his opening narration of the film is great. The film ends with this wonderful, funny, fucking violent shootout with all of the characters from the entire film, whether they're living or dead, they show up and they're fucking killing everybody. It's great. God, so much fucking fun in this film. Like I said, Monoxide Child and Jamie Madrox steal the fucking show as Big Stank and Lil Poot. There really isn't that much that I dislike about this. sometimes Shaggy Two Dope's rhyming can get annoying, and his dialogue is kind of hard to listen to because of the rhyme, so it doesn't necessarily fit. Of course, a lot of these people can't act for shit. They're musicians. Like I said, Violent J even points that out. You know, soundtrack is just a bunch of ICP songs or the instrumental songs. They do have the song "Human Tornado" sung by Rudy Ray Moore. Like I said, I really enjoy this film. It's so much fucking fun. And here's the thing: you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. It's like Napoleon Dynamite, not plot wise or whatever, but it's like Napoleon Dynamite. Either you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. There's no in between at all. I don't know what else to say. Just so much fucking fun. I will say this: beer does help. Beer does help. It's more fun probably to watch with a group of people than watching by yourself. Although I've watched this by myself because none of my friends will want to watch this with me. And I still have a fucking blast with this. And it's great because, the film ends with outtakes. You get some outtakes from the sex scene. You get some outtakes from people busting up from Harland Williams. It's so much fun. I'm repeating myself now. I'm trying to think of anything else. The reveal of who Big Baby Sweets is under the paint is hilarious. So much goddamn fun. And 10 years later, in 2010, I think this came out in 2000, they finally had their prequel made, Big Money Hustlas, which is actually a fucking Western. And it's also fucking fun, which I will get to eventually. Another character that I think is cool is Hack Benjamin. Hack Benjamin is played by Violent J's brother, Jumpsteady. Yeah. Shit. He's this cool, he's Big Baby Sweets' bodyguard. The silent killer type of guy. Really fun, really cool, really badass. Like I said, Big Money Hustlas. I have a blast with it every time. Memorable characters, funny bits, all around fun movie. Either gonna love it or you hate it. Roger, if you're watching this, you like weird films like Flesh Gordon, you like John Waters, you like films that basically either you really hate it or you really love it. If you can find this, download it. You can find it anywhere. Give it a shot. But don't say I didn't warn you, because like I said, either you're going to love it or you hate it. I fucking love it. Everyone else hates it. Hence, you hate it, I don't. That's it. I don't know what else to fucking say about Big Money Hustlers other than I enjoy watching it every time. So thank you for watching. Hopefully I've given you the gumption to watch Big Money Hustlers or what have you. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check out my older stuff, my other You Hate It, I Don'ts. I have the Super Mario Brothers movie in there, Howard the Duck, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, Superman 4, which is a good one. I have regular movie reviews, some drunken rants, cartoon commentaries where me and my wife do commentaries for classic cartoons from the 80s and 90s, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I have a couple new concepts coming to this channel. One concept is called Is It Worth the Hype? It's where I take a film that I have never seen before, and that includes, like, if I've seen bits and pieces like clips on TV, doesn't count. Where apparently a lot of people absolutely love it. Like, we'll show you The Godfather. Never seen The Godfather all the way through. I've never seen Jaws all the way through. I have a copy of the Rocky Horror Picture Show over there sitting. And I will watch it and say, is it worth the hype? The opposite of that is it worth the hate? Basically, maybe a film that is universally hated, that I have never seen, or I've only seen since theaters and it's been years, and find out, is it worth the hate? I'm going to have Spider-Man 3 in there. I'm going to have Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. I have on my table over there, which I've never seen, Cutthroat Island, which everybody fucking shits on. So, it's a new concept that I'm bringing to the channel. So, that's it. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your fellow ICP fans if there's more than just you and me. I will say cheers. And whatever you do, don't fuck with Big Baby Sweet's motherfucking money.